I'm starting a new topic, and the new topic is EFS. EFS stand for Elastic File System. EFS stand for Elastic File System. Let me start EFS. EFS, Elastic File System. This is Elastic File System. And to understand EFS, first we should understand about NAS. What is NAS? Then only you can understand what is Elastic File System, because file system, Elastic File System is a NAS in your AWS. NAS stand for Network Attached Storage. So how many of you know about the Network Attached Storage? And NAS is Network Attached Storage. So network attached storage. So you might have seen a network attached storage in your on-prem environment. Let's say NAS storage or NAS storage device. So what I'm doing, I'm just taking some image of network storage. So that will give in a precise picture. Let's say this is a network attached storage. So this kind of a network attached storage. So your company koi bhi ho sakti hai. It's not like this, the company you will take the same, but the company could be different. Let's say this is the network attached storage, and this attached storage is linked with multiple servers. So you have multiple servers in your on-prem. Let's say you have servers, right? Let me take desktop server. So these are the very heavy servers. I'm taking an individual server. Do we have a server? No. I'm taking a simple server. Let's say server. Yeah, I can take this server. Right, I can take this server. Let's say this is the server. It doesn't seem server. Okay, let's say this is a server I'm taking, and this is quite big. Let's say I'm taking some servers here. These are some servers. Let's say you have some servers, right? And these servers are connected with a common storage. Let's say this is a storage. This is a common storage. This is a common storage. Right. So this is a common storage. Okay. This is a common storage. So in physical environment, the storage is this is the common storage for all these machines. So NAS systems are network appliances, or you can say it's a network appliance which contains usually multiple hard drives and often arranged into logical and redundant storage container. Or you can say it uses RAID disk in NAS. So in this NAS, we are using generally RAID devices or RAID disks. So in traditional corporate network, it is an expensive storage, of course. Not only this, it's a little complex to configure because you need a technical person to just configure it. In addition, in on-prem environment, the size of the storage is limited. So you have the limited storage in this, right? It could be 2 TB, 3 TB, 10 TB, maybe 100 TB, but the size is limited. And it is not auto-scalable as well. And if you want to scale in a running environment, it's a complex task because you need a technical person to just configure it. But in AWS, if you want to provide a common storage facility to all EC2 instances, we have an option called Elastic File System. So let's say in AWS, let's say I'm just giving the very simple definition here. In AWS, we have the two different kind of a NAS. One is EFS and another is FSX. Another is FSX, right? So we have the two storages here, right? We have the two storages. One is EFX, another is FSX. So, and both have the different purpose. The EFS is using NFS or NFS protocol. It is using NFS protocol, and it is using NFS version 4 protocol, and it is recommended for Linux operating system. It is recommended for the Linux operating system. So generally people are using EFS for the Linux operating system, but the another we have the FSX, and it is using SMB protocol. It is using SMB protocol, and it does also support to Active Directory. So I'm just writing Active Directory of Windows. It does support the Active Directories of Windows, and therefore for it is recommended to use with the Windows operating system, Windows OS, right? So that's why we are using it with the Windows operating system. So we have two file systems here. Number one is the NFS, and another is SMB protocol, and both have the different purpose. EFS is used with the Linux operating system, and FSX is used with the Windows operating system. Is it clear, everyone? So you can compare the EFS with on-prem network attached storage. You would usually, in the corporate network, it's a very simple. It provides in a common storage for all instances running in your AWS VPC. It's a matter of configuration only. It's a simple to configure, by the way. Okay. So the NFS is a type of a file system mechanism that enables the storage and retrieval of the data from the multiple disks and directories across the shared network. That we know about this NAS, right? But we need to know about the NFS over the running EC2 instances. So we are using NFS here. So NFS is a protocol, network file system. So we notice that the manual configuration of the network file systems require a lot of configuration and maintenance effort, and it is not even a cost effective. So AWS gives this very incredible feature to use a common storage for the multiple EC2 instances. So what we are doing, we are just going to now draw a diagram, and that will give a little clean picture here. Right. And for that, what I'm doing, let me draw the diagram using draw.io. Let's say I'm using this here. Okay. Okay. This is the screen I have, and I'm just going to draw. And first of all, you must have a VPC with you, and this is a VPC specific storage, right? So within the region, it's a VPC specific storage. Let's say you have AWS cloud. Let me take this AWS cloud. This is your AWS cloud, and within the AWS cloud, you have a region. Let's say this is a region, right? And within the region, you have VPC. I'm just creating the VPC here. Let's say this is the VPC you have, and within the VPC, let's say this is the one availability zone. I'm taking two availability zone. So this is the one availability zone, and let's say this is the two availability zone. And these two availability zones, we have the two different subnets. Let's say this is a one subnet, and this is another subnet, right? So this is another subnet. And we have EFS with us. Let's say EFS. So let me see, the EFS is there. Yes, good. This is the EFS, right? This is the EFS. So let me just color all these. This is your region. This is the VPC, right? This is the VPC, and these two are let's say The green color, let's say these are the availability zone and these are subnets. So within the subnets, you have some instances, right? You have instance, let me see. Let me take the two instances here, right? Let's say this is the one instance, this is another instance, this is the another instance, and let's say the one instance I'm taking here. So I took the two instances in a one subnet and one instance in a one subnet. So you will have the network interface as well. So network interface, let me see. Yeah, it's showing the network interface. This is a good. So one network interface is connected with the one subnet. This is a kind of a network card, right? And this is connected with the one subnet. And you have the another network interface that you connect with this. And these two network interfaces are connected with this EFS, right? And the further, this should be connected with this one, and this will be connected with this one. Okay. This should be connected with this one, and this is connected with this one. Good. So I think this is a very simple diagram I'm just creating. So in this, one thing is clear. This is the VPC, and VPC always have some internet gateway, but it has no use in this scenario. We have the internet gateway, right? We have the internet gateway, and you are on the internet, of course. You are on the internet. This is the internet, and internet gateway is connected with internet, right? And of course, you are a user and you are sitting on the internet. And this is you are here, you are the user, and you are sitting on this. So this is the entire story we have, right? But still, this is incomplete because I didn't create a route table. If you want to create a route table, you can create a route table as well. By the way, it was not necessary, but I thought so that you must have a connection with the route table. And the route table is connected with these subnets. The route table is connected with these two subnets. So I'm taking this default VPC here. So I have not to create a default VPC. The VPC is default, right? I'm not going to create any VPC. I have to create this EFS. This is the EFS. Okay, so I think this diagram is pretty clear. So now one by one, we need to start it. So we will use the default VPC in which we have the subnets, and we will create a number of instances. And then we will create one EFS. And this EFS, we will mount with these instances. What we are just going to do, we are going to mount this EFS with these instances. So, and these are the Linux instances because we are using EFS, and EFS is recommended to connect with the Linux instances, right? So we are going back, and now just open your AWS account, right? You just go and just open AWS account, and we are going to start this AWS account. Yeah, here we go. And we need to provide the security check as FB7. Okay, so this is here. Now, first of all, just duplicate the session. You just duplicate the session, right? And I'm in North Virginia, and we must have at least two instances in two different subnets. So let me see. Okay, we have a one machine. Let's say I need to change its name. Let's say VM1. Let's say this is the VM1, and it's in a subnet 2. Okay, I'm just changing its name. I'm just changing its name. It's a, let's say VM2, and I have to delete this instance, second one, because this is in the same availability zone. So I'm terminating this instance and I'm creating the instance in a different subnet. So this is being shutting down and I need to start this instance. Wow. And I'm launching a new instance here. So let's say I'm installing an instance here. So this is instance type t2.micro I'm taking. I'm using the default VPC, right? Do you see the default VPC? And I'm using US East 1A. I'm using the US East 1A and the public IP address is enabled. Wow. And add storage is 8 GB, correct? I'm okay with this. And let's say the name of the instance is VM1. Let's say this is the VM1 and the default port number 22 is open. Okay, no issue. And I'm just going to launch it and this is launched. So now you have two instances in this VPC. You have two instances in VPC. And according to the diagram, let's say this was the diagram. This was the diagram. So we have this machine. So this machine is, let's say VM1 and this machine is a VM2. I didn't create this machine, right? And this is your US East availability zone. This was US East 1A. And the another availability zone is AZ, let's say US East 1B. So you have two instances, right? VM1 and VM2. VM1 is in US East 1A and VM2 is in US East 1B. So these instances you have, and this is the default VPC I took. And we are in a North Virginia region, right? So I'm in a North Virginia. So all these things are very clear, pretty clear. So what I'm doing, I'm just going to just export it as in a PNG and I just do copy and I'm just going to paste it here. Right. I'm just going to paste it here. This is good. This is perfect. This is perfect. Right. Now what do you have to do? So we are going back and this is your VM1. This is the VM1. This is the VM1 you have. And this is VM2. So in a US East 1B, this is a VM2. So these two VMs we have, but still I didn't create this. So I'm just going to create this EFS. So this is the EFS that you are going to create. Okay, this is the EFS that you are going to create, and this is going to be in a common storage for all these instances in the one VPC, right? In a one VPC. So what I'm doing, you just go there, and here you have the two instances already running. This is great. And if you see, one is in US East 1A and another is in US East 1B. So you have the two running instances and VM1 and VM2. Okay, now I'm just writing here EFS. EFS is a managed file storage for EC2 Linux instances, right? Specifically for the Linux instances. It should write actually the Linux instances. Okay, so this is the EFS, and very first you are going to create a file system. Click on this file system and write the name. And let's say this is my file system. Okay, and in which VPC you are creating? You are creating in a default VPC. So this is the default VPC, right? So this is the only VPC right now you have in North Virginia. So are you in North Virginia? Did you see that? Yeah, I'm in North Virginia. I already saw that. So, and now in availability and durability, in this section, you have two options, regional as well as one zone. So these two options provide reliability, or you can say durability or reliability. So regional means they stores the data redundantly across the multiple availability zone. If you are choosing regional option, it's mean whatever you store in EFS, So your EFS is replicating that storage on a multiple availability zone by default, right? But instead, if you are choosing one zone, it means you are going to use only in a single availability zone. So this is little cheaper as compared to regional. Regional is little expensive because your EFS is multiplying or storing your storage on a multiple availability zone. So I'm choosing this one, regional, right? This is a little expensive, but no issue. So we should always recommend for redundancy on a multiple availability zone. Now we have an option to customize directly. You can just click on a create to create with the standard settings, right? But if you want to see some more settings or more precise configuration, in that case you should choose this customize. I'm choosing customize here, so click on customize. So you already defined the name of the EFS. You selected the regional instead of the one zone, and you go down, and here we have the life cycle management. What is the meaning of the life cycle management? The life cycle management says that the EFS intelligent tiering uses a life cycle management to automatically achieve the right price and the performance blend for your applications by moving your files between the standard and the standard infrequent access storage class. What is the meaning of this? What is trying to say that we have the two classes. One is a standard storage class, another is the standard infrequent storage class. You try to understand. So what is saying, listen, you have one standard storage class. This is a storage class. So, and second is standard infrequent access storage class. Infrequent. If you are accessing data very frequently, you will choose this one. If you are selecting your data, or if you are reading your data again and again, very frequently, with high frequency, in that case, you should choose a standard storage class, because the standard storage class provides you less latency and high availability. Less latency and high availability. This is recommended if you are using your data again and again or very frequently. But if you are not using your data very frequently, or seldomly you are using, or once in a blue moon if you are using your data, in that case you should choose standard infrequent access storage class. So this storage class, the upper storage class, this standard storage class is expensive, while standard infrequent access storage class is little less expensive, right? So ये थोड़ा महंगा है, and this is not this is little cheaper. So it is saying that we have the two storage classes, and if you are not understood, means if you are not decided which one you should choose, so automatically it will transit from standard storage class to standard infrequent access if you are not using your data frequently. अगर आप अपना डाटा फ्रिक्वेंटली यूज नहीं कर रहे हो, तो वो स्टैंडर्ड से उठाकर स्टैंडर्ड इनफ्रीक्वेंट एक्सेस में डाल देगा, सो दैट यू कैन सेव योर मनी, यू कैन सेव योर cost of the storage. So but the transition will happen after 30 days by default, and you can select, if you want to transit the data in 7 days, 14 days, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, it's up to you. But by default your data is in standard storage class. लेकिन अगर आप यहाँ पे 7 दिन लगा देते हो, if you are selecting the 7 days, that particular storage will move into standard infrequent access after 7 days, so that you can save your money, right? So it's up to you how much time you want to define, how many days you do want to define. Okay, and this is again is transit transition out of infrequent access if you want to just come out from. So let it be as it is. And next is the performance mode. We have two performance mode for your EFS. One is general purpose and another is maximum input output. Just like EBS में होता था ना, the provision IOPS and general purpose. Similarly, we have a general purpose and a maximum IOPS. Right. So maximum IOPS is expensive, while general purpose is less expensive. Right. So if you need a very high input or throughput rate, if you need a very high throughput rate, you should choose maximum IO. Right. Otherwise, let it be general purpose. Similarly, throughput is there. Throughput is what? Reading and writing speed. Throughput is what? The reading and writing speed, or you can say downloading or uploading speed. So in that case, we have the bursting and another is a provisioned. So provisioned is a little expensive as compared to bursting, because in the bursting, you don't have any setting to choose here. You don't have any setting to choose here. You don't have any throughput to just modify. But if you are choosing provisioned here, you have this provision. So from 1 to 1024 Mbps can be defined, right? Let's say मैंने यहाँ पर 1 Mbps लिख दिया. So he's saying if you are choosing 1 Mbps, so for 1 Mbps, it will take you $6 per month. It will charge you $6 per month for 1 Mbps throughput. Let's say if you are saying 10 Mbps, so it is multiplied with the 10, and now AWS will charge $60 per month for this 10 Mbps. And let's say what about the 1000? This was the maximum, 1024, and it will charge approximately $6,000 per month. So it is directly means you are paying $6 per Mbps, right? So that's why it's expensive. So I'm not taking this one. I'm just taking the bursting one. So bursting means it will start with the minimum and it will increase Mbps if it is needed. Unnecessarily, it will not work on the maximum. It will provide the bandwidth when it is needed, right? So this is good for small businesses, or this is good for small workload. But if you have, let's say, 100 machines, 200 machines are connected, and those machines are consistently writing in this EFS, in that case, you can just go for the provisioned one. And this is good for production environment where you are seeking very